a Community Solutions Fellow at Break the Cycle. I hail from the small but mighty island of Kingston, Jamaica, where I recently completed law school and operate a nonprofit organization called Women of Unlimited Worth. My organization supports women who are exposed to discrimination that takes the shape of gender based violence. The Community Solutions Program is a fellowship funded by the U.S. Department of State that attracts leaders from all over the world who are making a tremendous impact. We are hosted by organizations all over the U.S. that do work similar to ours back home. Being a champion for the elimination of gender based violence and being passionate about the law as a tool to support this end, Break the Cycle was a great fit for me. Break the Cycle is a national nonprofit whose mission is to inspire and support youth to build healthy relationships and create a culture without abuse. In addition to engaging policy advocacy and primary prevention nationally and locally, BTC provides free comprehensive legal services to survivors of dating abuse, domestic violence, sexual assault, and stalking between the ages of 12 and 24 throughout all 8 wards of the District of Columbia. BTC is a grantee of the DC Office of Victim Services and Justice Grants, as well as of the U.S. Department of Justice's Office on Violence Against Women. I am pleased to offer this testimony in support of the Student Safety and Consent Education Act. I'll propose two main recommendations that will be supported with data and will raise three general considerations that I think are necessary for this bill to be an effective tool to prevent and address sexual harassment, assault, and dating violence among students. Firstly, there is a significant need for responses to teen dating violence and sexual assault that addresses prevention. Teen dating violence commonly starts among teens that are as young as 13 years old. Nationally, 1 in 3 high school students has been physically or sexually abused by a dating partner. Nearly 8% of youth ages 10 through to 13 and over 17% of 14 to 17-year-olds report having experienced sexual victimization of some kind in the prior year. And girls and young women between the ages of 16 and 24 experience the highest rate of intimate partner violence in the U.S. Therefore, there is clearly a need to engage youth before or during the stage at which they are developing their values around what is healthy versus what is harmful in a relationship. I believe that this will make the difference between this being a mere symbol of the DC government's reaction to a serious problem versus a real solution that will support the nurturing of young people. Primary prevention programs administered over the long term have been found to be effective. They are designed to reduce the factors that put people at risk for experiencing intimate partner violence, whether as a victim or perpetrator, and encourage behaviors that protect or buffer people from experiencing intimate partner violence. Secondly, I propose a strategy of vernacularization as a means of communicating statements prohibiting sexual harassment, sexual assault, and dating violence that will be found in the policy as well as the resources that will be developed. The bill rightly requires culturally responsive instruction for students in each grade level, but I think that effort can be amplified even further. Vernacularization simply means using everyday language and varied forms of social expression to simplify the trainings and resources that will be developed because of the policy in this bill. This will increase the likelihood of understanding among teens and parents alike. This tactic was used by the Bureau of Gender Affairs in Jamaica when the government wanted to start national conversations about the provisions of the Convention on the Elimination of Violence Against Women. Giving DCPS the liberty of conveying the content with the aid of culturally relevant language will enable them to transmit the ideals of healthy relationships in ways teens can easily understand and relate to. Thirdly, I am of the view that the disciplinary responses referred to in Section 3 should be expanded upon. I think the section begs to question what will those responses be or what factors will guide how disciplinary responses will be used. Fourthly, consideration should be given to some form of incentive that will encourage teachers to participate in staff development trainings with enthusiasm as opposed to seeing them as being burdensome or just a box to check along with other paperwork. Finally, the bill leaves open the questions related to accountability. Firstly, how often will schools be required to implement training? Who bears the burden of accountability for seeing to it that information is actually consumed by parents, teachers, and students, and that stakeholders are supported adequately? Thank you for your work and commitment towards the safety of youth, and I'm happy to answer any questions.
Thank you very much. Appreciate you being here all the way
Yes.
from Kingston.